Hey, you guys, just a short talk today. Very short. We're going to talk just short talk. So stick with me. We're going to talk about feelings. And feelings, gosh, you know, fear of feeling, fear of being exposed, fear of being wrong, you know, fear of being rejected, feelings. Um, it's amazing that so little has been said about feelings. I mean, how, my experience is that I've had to be in my feelings. When I was a kid, up until I first sobered up in the 12-step world, I how did I deal with my feelings? I used, I drank, I got angry, I fought, I did tons to avoid. I ran away. I was a huge runner, and because I didn't want to feel, I was so and then I remember when I sobered up and first got into the 12-step world, and I had no friggin' idea how to be in my feelings. I was just in a lot of pain, and so I have a lot of empathy for people when they're new in recovery, because we're just saying, hang in there, it'll get better. But let's talk about feelings, being in the feelings. I mean, most of our life we did everything to avoid feeling, and you got to feel. Feelings are part of the deal, and otherwise they're always going to have power over us. We're always going to be living our life in fear of feeling, and you know what are some of the feelings we don't want to feel? We I mean, I remember not wanting to even go out in public because I was so raw. I felt so exposed. I felt so vulnerable, and in early recovery. And there's lots of, I mean, extreme feelings when you're at a meeting and you have to, you're invited to speak, or, oh, I think I'll just pass, because you're afraid to feel. You don't want to feel stupid, or you don't want to feel like you don't know what you're talking about, because we want to look cool and be cool, right? So feelings, you know, feel them, lean into them, you know, talk about them, you know, call your sponsor, call your friend, and talk about them. And we've got this whole story about feelings. We blame people for making us feel. You made me feel. Don't you know how that made me feel? It's just such a bullshit story. And be in the feeling. I had a guy today that he wanted to go to a certain meeting because his old girlfriend might be there, and he didn't want to feel, and he didn't think he was going to make her feel. We're so wrapped up in our self-importance. God, just feel, yeah, go into them, be with them. So, tell me about your feelings. Love to hear about your feelings, and imagine the kind of, you don't want to hear this, but how immature are we that, here we are sometimes in our 30s and 40s and 50s, and we're still avoiding feelings. We don't want to feel, and right? Yeah. So let's look at them. Let's talk about them. Let's put a language to them. When I first sobered up, I didn't even have a language. I didn't understand what I was feeling. I had mad, glad, and sad. That was it. And I didn't, I just didn't understand anything about the feelings world. And it was I felt it in my body, and and it was always kind of, I felt fear a lot. It felt like fear in my gut, and this is lots of years ago. And every once in a while it'll come up, and I'll go, oh, look at that. And I'll see it, and I'll be aware of it, and my practice over the years is to step into it. Sometimes it can be really subtle. It comes in and it's like, oh, you don't want to go there, you don't want to see so and so. And I'm like, what? Where did that come from after all these years? But it can still trickle in, and yeah, this feeling of not being liked, or being afraid of being alone, but being afraid of being with people, you know, um, being afraid of trying something in case we fail. Christ, failing is exciting. we're not failing at something. How the heck are we gonna, have something work? We got to go into it and fail. I had an old friend, Rick McDonald, used to say, if you're failing forwards, you're gaining on it. So be in the game, and risk feeling, doing stuff that people might not approve of, whatever. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. Here we are. We're in this game of life, and it's beautiful. And to access our true power, our true potential, we have to be able to be present. And we can't be present if we're afraid to feel the feelings. We're afraid to be in the emotion, be in the body. That's where the power is in the moment. We're searching out this higher power. The higher power is in now, right now. So you got to feel to be here, and it's so beautiful when we're vulnerable, and we step up and we tell the truth, whatever the truth is in the moment, and we feel our vulnerability, and we say, gee, I don't know how to do that, or I'm not sure, I feel that I'm going through some of that myself, right now with this broadcast or post that I've been doing. I want to expand it, more, and I'm scared to death sometimes to expand it. It's like really juicy. It's like, oh God, who do I think I am? That all that stuff comes up, and and I don't know how to ask for help sometimes. It's like, gosh, so but the truth is, this is not my shtick. I don't know all the tech stuff and how to do all this, and sure, I would like some help. Yes, we're back leading meditation groups on Monday nights, and they're not really meditation groups. We meditate, but they're more about consciousness. They're more about, discussing, talking, with each other, kind of sharing and focusing on consciousness or being present or in awareness. And we meditate because I think meditation is one way to get here now, to be in this moment, and we all kinds of stuff just melts off us when we're in a group together, like-minded, love-focused group together. So, it going into and doing all that stuff, the feelings come up, fear comes up, but we face it, drop into it. So anyway, be here now, feel the feelings, talk to me about your feelings, because when you talk about them, put them on the table, it's like, oh my gosh, but we don't. We're afraid. We don't want people to know we have feelings. Right? Okay. Love you guys. And no reading today. Just thought I'd talk about feelings and where we're at with life. And, come to my Monday night meditations if you'd like. I'm going to do it on Zoom, I think, too. Because some folks are still concerned about getting together face to face. And, I understand that. I do. I get it. I hear you. Okay, feelings. Feel the feels. Okay, feel the feels. Love you, love you, love you. Thank you. Cheers.